painted up.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Sloman's Home Security is offering a free home security system with free professional installation and 24/7 central station monitoring, all for just $24.95 a month for 5 years. All you have to do right now is call 833-283-5050. That's right, just $24.95 per month to secure your home and family. Call 833-283-5050 to receive this limited time offer. A free home security system and professional installation absolutely free. Your Sloman's Home Security System includes a touchscreen keypad, 3-door or window sensors, a motion detector, notifications, and remote keypad access, so you can check in anytime from anywhere. You can't put a price on peace of mind, so call 833-283-5050 right now. At Sloman's Home Security, we believe every family deserves to feel safe, because protecting what matters most shouldn't be complicated or expensive. Call 833-283-5050 to get your free home security system and professional installation today. Sloman's Home Security, protecting families nationwide. Call 833-283-5050 to get your free home security system and professional installation today, or visit slomans.com.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Hello, I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars, a live talk show all about how to buy, lease, maintain, or repair your car without being ripped off by a car dealer. With me in the studio is Nancy Stewart, my wife, co-host, and a strong consumer advocate, especially for our female listeners. We also have Rick Kearney, an expert on how to keep your car running right. I dare you to ask a question that Rick can't answer about the mechanics or electronics of your car. Also with us is my son, Stu Stewart. Our link to cyberspace through Facebook, YouTube, text messaging, and our encrypted anonymous feedback service. Stu is also the Spymaster Director of our Mystery Shopping Report. He dispatches our secret shopper weekly to an unsuspecting car dealership. And now, on with the show. Good morning, everybody. Well, we're back in the studio. We'll be short of my son, Stu Stewart. He's ill, and he's had a back problem, as a matter of fact. But we've got Nancy Stewart, who you all know very well, Rick Kearney, and me, and of course we got Iggy throwing the switches over here and trying to keep us right volume and doing the right thing. So we got a pretty good team going. For you folks that just have tuned in, and I hope there are a lot of people that haven't heard this show before, you really are in for a treat. I know every radio show says that, but you're in for a treat. This is a car dealership owner who is also a consumer advocate, if you can believe that. Those are two hats that are difficult to wear, but I do wear them. And we talk on this show, as my recorded introduction just said, how to buy a car, or lease a car, or maintain or repair your car without being ripped off by your car dealer. And we are above and beyond and beyond. The most important thing I'm trying to get across is that your show, you callers out there, are the ones that truly make the show. It sounds like a flattering remark, but we really mean it. We have a direct line, an old-fashioned phone number that we would love for you to take a note of. Write it down on your hand, on a pad, wherever you are, so you can get back to it. And that number is 877-960-9960. That's 877-960-9960. You're probably going to listen for 15 or 20 minutes. You might come back later on. We're on for 2 hours, and this is from 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're all over the United States and the world, really. We stream the show. We stream it on Facebook. We stream it on YouTube. And YouTube is huge. YouTube.com/Earl on Cars. YouTube.com/Earl on Cars. Rick Kearney sitting next to me, that's kind of his special channel. And he's got a bunch of followers that are incredible. They post, they respond. Once in a great while, we'll get a phone call from those guys, and they really know their stuff. Of course, you can text us at 772-497-6530. That text number is 772-497-6530. I don't want to overemphasize the phone number, but Nancy Stewart, who is sitting right across from me here in the studio, and she's looking lovely this morning, I might add. She has a laptop computer that she watches, and when you call, she knows you called. She knows your name and where you're from, because this is all gotten by the folks in the studio, Jeremy, and we will get to you, prioritize your phone call. Nancy will interrupt Rick or me or anybody that is just yakking. We want to hear your calls at 877-960-9960. We have another kind of a special thing we do, and that is we have a large woman following. The female audience has grown mainly because of Nancy. Nancy she's a female advocate. She feels strongly about women's rights, and she stays on top of it. One of the, I'm not going to steal her thunder, but there was a major breakthrough in ladies, I'll say it generally, safety for women driving cars. There's a major breakthrough, and Nancy Stewart will explain that to you later. It just happened this week. Great news for you ladies. And by the way, if you ladies haven't called the show before, if you're a first-time caller, Nancy has a special offer for you. And that's one of the reasons that we've built this audience. Once you call, you're going to find out it's not so bad at all. You can ask Nancy questions or me or Rick, and you'll find out we are informative. We also try to be entertaining, but 877-960-9960. And before I turn the microphone over to Nancy, I want to let you know that Rick Kearney is a certified diagnostic master technician. And you regular listeners know that. If you haven't listened to the show before, this guy sitting in the studio knows everything there is to know about cars, whether they're electric vehicles, combustion engines, autonomous, hybrids, you name it, he knows the cars. He's stayed on top of this for over a quarter century that he's been doing this, and he is on top of it. So if you got a new car and you got an issue, a smell, a rattle, a squeak, a pull, whatever your problem is, call Rick. Get a free diagnosis. 877-960-9970. What did I just say? 9960. 877-960-9960. Well, I was thinking when I was giving you that number that youtube.com/Earl on Cars, if you post to YouTube, he's right there. He sees it immediately. He'll signal me or Nancy, and we'll get right to your YouTube comment. So get a free diagnosis on your car, save yourself a ton of money, and now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Nancy Stewart, a co-founder of this show 20 years ago. And Rick reminded me, by the way, I digress. Rick reminded me that 10 years ago, we got fired. The radio station owner, previous owner, was told by the car dealers in South Florida, you either get rid of Earl Stewart and Nancy Stewart, or we're going to boycott you on advertising. And they fired us. We were off the air for over a year. And we came back for another 10 years. So Nancy and I have been doing this for 20 years. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Nancy Stewart.
Good morning, everyone. Our number here is 877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. And please remember youranonymousfeedback.com. The phone lines are a little messed up this morning, so we'll see how we can get through that without my X screen. We're going to depend on texting, I believe. Treat women right. I think that we all are in agreement of that, ladies, correct? I can't thank you all enough for listening to the past shows, today's show. Your voice, it matters. You're reshaping the car business with every choice you make, and we have got to stick together because we have a financial impact on the auto industry. So, ladies, this morning, I offer you $50 to the first 2 new lady callers. $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. Call just to say hello, or, you could share how you were treated when you walked into the dealership, if you had to. Again, that number is 877-960-9960. We're going to go to Mel in Boca. Good morning. How are you, Mel?
Good morning, Nancy. This is Mel. How are you today?
Very good.
Okay, great. I just wanted to call in just to let everybody know how happy I am with what you guys had done for me and my family. Earl and Nancy, for both of you, I just wanted to offer a huge appreciation to the whole dealership. I had I don't know if anybody remembers, but I had a recall that the corporate said was they denied it. They claimed that it was expired, some type of recall, that enhancement recall they called it, but it was for a Toyota Camry 2010 melting dashboard. When I called Earl and Nancy, they went over and above. They put in the time and effort to advocate for me that the recall was honored and the repair was secured. So just wanted to let everybody know that type of customer care is rare and truly invaluable. And thank you very much, Earl Stewart Toyota, for all your efforts, and I really appreciate it for all you did for me and my family.
Well, thanks for that, Mel.
Yeah, thank you. Could I mention any names that helped me in the shop there as far as in
Certainly.
your dealership? Yeah, I got a call from Dan. He's in body shop. And
Dan Trapp?
Dan Trapp. And then I met with Randy Demper. He was in service. And Travis Jones actually was the one that helped me out, though. He was my service person. So they all did a great job. And I just want to let everybody know that make no mistake about it, Earl and Nancy Stewart are here to help their customers. And they truly care.
Mel, I can't thank you enough for following up. I always encourage, when we have a great story like this, our callers to give us a call back and let us know how things turned out. And, we're all here in the studio really happy that you did call back and that you are sharing a happy story. So we have to reassure our audience that there are good things that are happening in the auto industry. It's not all doom and gloom. So, Mel, thank you for your great story.
Yep, and anybody listening, if they're looking to buy a Toyota, I would highly recommend Earl Stewart Toyota.
Well, thank you very much, Mel. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mel.
thank you. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Our number here is 877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. And don't forget, ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. We're going to go to John from West Palm Beach. Good morning, John.
Hey, John.
Welcome.
Yeah, hi. Hey,
Welcome,
can
John.
you hear me? Yep, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Just some food for thought. No technical issues. When I lived in Miami about 25, 30 years ago, there was a legend that all the lights were controlled by flashing lights for emergency vehicles. And when the emergency vehicles approached an intersection, the lights would turn green for them, provided there was enough time. Okay? So the reason why they got rid of it was because people learned that if they flicked their high beams, they could also do the same thing and trigger the light.
I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, we had people that, swore by it.
That
Here's what
is,
myself-
yeah, that is an old urban legend. And in some places, some municipalities, that actually was true. They had light sensors that if they caught that strobing effect, it would immediately go, change the lights to try to favor the emergency vehicles. But they did away with that now. And now most emergency vehicles, like for metro areas like Miami, New York City, the really tight, bad traffic metro areas, they use transponders in the emergency vehicles that will actually signal the traffic lights to go in their favor.
Yeah, it was just technology lagging.
Yep. and the technology now has become way above that. But yeah, that actually was true back in the day. There were some areas that had that.
Okay.
That always works.
Elon needs to get on the ball and equip all Teslas with a digital monitor so that when we approach lights, they favor the Tesla and the signal they put out, since all the lights are digital and do have that type of transponder.
Well, that's great. I learned something from you, because I didn't know that 20 years ago that was going on. Rick did, and I also learned that they moved up to the transponder idea, which is a great idea. So yeah, technology is not all bad, right? That's something that could really save a lot of lives with this transponder method to whip right through the stoplight.
Yep.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, US 1, where it goes into the one-way direction through West Palm Beach, years ago, they actually had the lights timed that if you drove south or north at the exact speed limit, the lights would change in sequence and you could continue south for like 10 or 15 miles with the lights changing in sequence for you.
I remember that.
But they wound up, the city managers changed it because they didn't like the fact that people were simply driving right through the city without stopping to see the stuff in the city.
I didn't know that.
And they went back and they changed it. Our politicians at work, folks. You gotta love them.
Yeah. John, thank you very much.
Oh, well, I'll add this then, since he brought it up real quick. I travel every day from West Palm to Jupiter for work, and I get off at PGA and take military all the way up. At 52 miles an hour, all the lights are green unless there's someone waiting on the intersection waiting to cross. But 52 miles an hour is the speed limit for making all the green lights.
They're synchronized. And as a matter of fact, Donovan just clued in on YouTube where he says it's called traffic light preemption for the emergency vehicles. And as they approach the light signal, the emergency vehicles have an infrared light that can also help influence to make those traffic lights change.
All right.
So if you've got a way to project infrared signals, infrared light signals out in front of your vehicle, you may be able to influence the traffic lights.
All right. Oh, that's something I got to get started on.
Science project.
Yeah. But all my stuff I get from the junkyard, so I doubt if I'll find it there. Hey, you have a great week and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, and hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. Give us a call. Let us know, how your transaction went, if there was one. Whether you went into the dealership or you basically got all your information from your computer, which is a book of knowledge. The only reason you need to go into a dealership is to pick your vehicle up, sign the papers. So how were you treated when you walked in? Did you feel rushed? Were you talked down to? There's so many different ways that women get talked down to, and it's not even recognized, not even apologized for that kind of behavior, but it still exists today in the 21st century. Yeah, the 21st century. It sure is a boys' club out there. Things are changing, but it is definitely a slow process. So share your stories with us, ladies, and $50, I'll remind you, $50, you can use that this time of year. $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. We're going to go to Rick and Boca. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick.
Rick just said good morning to you, Rick.
Okay, we lost Rick and Boca. Hey, Rick, give us a call back. We're going to go to Barry in Tampa.
Hey, Barry.
Oh, hi. You just cut in here for me. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to ask you about car insurance, specifically the kinds that are offered by the car manufacturers themselves. Several car makers sell it. Some of these offerings are partnerships with established insurance companies, while other manufacturers are more directly involved in the underwriting. To illustrate the point, Tesla now underwrites their own insurance in 12 states, although Florida is one of them. General Motors started selling car insurance to a subsidiary company in 1939. They got out of that bit a couple of decades ago, but they're back again and currently active in 18 states, including Florida. And then there's Toyota Insurance, which is a nationwide partnership arrangement with a variety of insurance companies that vary from one state to another. Their website lists 28 different partners. Online reviews seem mixed and range from great to terrible. Here in Florida, they partner with Root Insurance. Root itself also has a range of reviews, but generally below average. So having said all that, I'm interested in your overall thoughts about the pros and cons of buying auto insurance from the manufacturer, and then specifically as a Toyota dealer. What's your experience been with Toyota insurance? Do you promote it?
Yeah, are you referring to the actual insurance on the car, like liability and collision and collision, or are you talking about insurance on maintenance and repair?
No, the actual liability, collision, that sort of thing.
I think competition is good. My problem isn't with the manufacturer offering it. Toyota is one manufacturer that is ethical and honest and competitive in the industry. That's not so, I'm sure, of some other manufacturers. But I think for you, the consumer, the car buyer, the car insurer, the more sources that you can shop and compare. The key, and in fact, why we have this show is to encourage shopping and comparing. Competition is your friend. So if Toyota sells insurance, and Allstate sells insurance, and State Farm sells insurance, and whoever else sells insurance, shop and compare. Look at the coverage, look at the cost, look at how they rate you in terms of good driver, bad driver, and pick the best deal. That's the American way, competition. So I don't discourage. A lot of people don't like to see manufacturers of autos competing with others. I think that I'm always in favor of competition. Rick has a point.
Donovan just clued in. He says you should never get insurance from the car maker. Mm-hmm. They are using the most direct info directly from your car to create your rate. They 100% spy on everything you do in that car, mm-hmm. and never use those little devices or phone apps from insurance companies to try to get a lower rate, because again, they're spying on how you're driving and could use that to actually raise your rate. Maybe.
Well, I'm not going to.
Just a thought from Donovan.
I'm not going to disagree with Donovan about the fact that they might be spying. I mean, I would say that I kind of like the idea as a businessman. If I'm selling insurance and I can find out if the driver is a good driver or a bad driver, I can tailor the premium to fit the driver. But I never said you should buy the insurance from the manufacturer, Toyota or any other auto manufacturer. I said it's one source. And if it's higher, Donovan might be implying it's higher because they know you're a bad driver. But what if they know you're a good driver? It would be lower. So Toyota, General Motors, Honda, if they sell collision and liability insurance, shop and compare, but shop with the conventional insurance sellers too. The only way the consumer, or not the only way, but the biggest way consumers get screwed is they don't shop and compare. If you go out and buy anything without comparing the prices with other sellers, you're going to get screwed.
Very true.
We have a caller. We forgot about you, but thank you for the call.
Well, I just had one question to follow up on that. It seems that a lot of these manufacturer-based insurances tend to insist more on using the genuine manufacturer parts for repairs. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering, in your dealership, if you deal with Toyota insurance much, and if you find that to be the case.
That's a good point. And one of our biggest gripes is insurance companies. And speaking of collision repairs, it's very difficult to get the manufacturers, the insurance companies, to specify parts that were originally manufactured by the dealer. And here's a dirty little secret that I've been talking about for 20 years. The collision parts that the State Farms and the Allstates and the Progressives and the Geicos and all the rest of them, if you wreck your car, they will not use the OEM parts. In most of the cases, they will buy an aftermarket part because it's less expensive. Now, they'll have a little decal that says this is a highly rated quality part, but the reason we don't like, in my collision department, to use anything except a Toyota part is because the Toyota part was crash tested and it is approved for collision. The aftermarket parts that the insurance companies use, if it's not OEM, original equipment manufacturer, has not been crash tested. And I wouldn't want to drive in a car with my family where the hood, the bumper, the fenders had not been crash tested by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So if you wreck your car, stand up and yell as loud as you can to your insurance company, I want OEM parts on my car because they have been crash tested.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the call. Great call.
Our number here is 877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. We're going to go to Deck. Are you still holding? Deck, good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Earl. Good morning.
Good morning.
Rick.
Hi, Deck.
I just want to tell you that we had a great time up at your 50th party.
Oh, good.
That Ritz-Carlton affair was outstanding.
Thank you.
However, we did bring in our car before the event. We had to get an FOB and a FAB. And Randy, I think his name was Randy, he met us and he was taking care of it. This was about 4:30, and Randy suggested that we stay over for this wonderful party that we're going to have. And I thought that was very nice of him that he did say that. So I just want to give a shout out to Randy.
Well, that's very much appreciated. We got some great people. Randy's been with us for a long time, and he is the best of the best. And I will pass along your compliment, Dick. Thank you very much for reminding us of him.
Yeah, that was real kind, Dick. I'll tell you that Randy he's a good soul, and he's very passionate about his work and his customers, and you matter. And you can't go just anywhere for that kind of treatment. We all matter.
You can't make that. That's either born into them or born into a person or whatever, but you just, it was terrific. I just want to tell you a couple of little things if I have the time. I was sitting down having a lovely plate of food, etc., and there was a gentleman to my left. My wife was on the other side, so I just I said to the gentleman, I said, hey, listen, by the way, do you ever listen to the Earl Stewart show on Saturday morning with Nancy and Earl? And he said, no, as a matter of fact, I don't. So I said, I really think you should. It's very educational. So he turned around to me and he said, he was a very nice man. He said to me, as a matter of fact, he said, I bought 22 Toyotas.
I remember that guy. I was amazed. I'm ashamed to admit I did not know he'd bought that many cars. But the number 22, I said, "Wow."
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I believe I don't want to get too much into it. I believe he is a professor over at FAU, but that's whatever.
Yeah, he is affiliated, whether he's a professor, but that's right, he's with Florida Atlantic University. Thank you very much for reminding us of that.
Yeah. So I decided I was going to try and make a mark with everybody, so I thought if I said I was Donovan, I would get a lot of it.
I remember. You fooled me. I thought you were Donovan. I said, at last, we found Donovan. That is funny.
You see, I got good guidance because I approached Rick, and Rick said, oh, that's a great idea.
You gotta do it. Yep.
You got me. Got me good.
You got him good, Dak. I love it, buddy. I love it.
I couldn't follow through with it, so right away I put a disclaimer, I'm Dak from Boca. I'm just Dak, the little guy from Boca.
Very good. Well,
I wanted to say, Earl, if you don't mind, oh, by the way, Nancy, thank you for the photos. The guy that took our picture, he looked like Andy Warhol, but I never got his name.
Nor did I.
Yeah, he was a photographer for Florida Weekly, and we can certainly get you a copy of some of those pictures if you'll check with Nancy or me. We'll get some. We haven't seen all the pictures ourselves yet, but we certainly, if we could pick them ones out with you, we'd be glad to get you a copy.
Thank you. And Earl, I've got a car question for you, please. We love our Toyota Corolla, the Corolla hybrid so much that we have two cars and we drive the hybrid. We were supposed to bring it in February for the next maintenance. But now I just looked at the mileage, and we're right close to the mileage right now. How much of a give do we have on that mileage? I mean, I don't want to abuse anything, so I'm just asking.
Rick, you want to know?
I would generally try to keep it close to the mileage more than the time issue. If you're getting close to the mileage, I would try to schedule within 1,000 miles to 1,500 max over. I would try not to go too far over on the mileage.
Yes. Okay. That's great. And the gentleman that spoke, unfortunately I don't hear that great, but the gentleman that was like the in charge of the microphone, I didn't get his name. Who was that? Right when you were
Josh Stewart, my son.
Oh, that was Josh. Okay, he was very good.
Well, thank you very much. He's our youngest son, and he is quite a guy. We got 2 grandchildren with his family just recently, the past 3 years.
Excellent. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you, Rick and Nancy. It was just terrific and so warm, and all the team players from your company were very, very easy to speak to and talk to. It was a wonderful evening.
Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Our number here is 877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. We're going to stay with the phones, and hopefully John is still holding. Are you there, John?
Yes. I'm just calling for an important thing. And Nancy has always honored the female callers and the people interested, and I'd like to pay respect to the female National Guard 20-year-old that was protecting and volunteered for our country. And I thought about myself when I was age 20 and then the National Guard. And unfortunately, I was in several units, and I never remember at all in the 8 years I was in a female, either officer and enlisted woman. So things have changed, and I congratulate her, and I think we should honor her passing away.
Very good, John.
Thank you for that, John.
We feel the same way.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing, and she even volunteers for that weekend so that some of the married people could go home to their family. And I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful memory and honor that she served.
Well, thank you. I didn't realize that she was there when she didn't have to be. So she volunteered so people could be with their family. I did not know that.
And the National Guard in general is just volunteer people.
Yep.
That's all they do. And when I joined, it was like almost the beginning of the Vietnam era. And I said, well, we'll be. If I'm recalled, even though I was a college student, I'll go and serve my time. And it was my pleasure. And even today, I have a custom cap that I wear, says National Guard on it. And so many people come in and say, thank you for your honor of service.
Well, that's great, John. I did the same thing with the Coast Guard. So right at the Vietnam era.
Yes, I served proudly. One other thing, too, that great party that you had, I thank you for the invite on it. And I was talking to a man that had inherited an older Mercedes-Benz, I think was in the 50s or early 60s, and he wasn't able to get parts for it. And I didn't have the number on me, but Mercedes-Benz has a special division in Irvine, California, and I have the phone number handy here. All obsolete parts and older Mercedes are available, and the number is 866-622-5277. It's Mercedes-Benz directly, but it's a division of Mercedes-Benz that specializes in old, original Mercedes parts. So I'll repeat it again. It's 866-622-5277.
Well, thank you, John. That's good to know. I see some antique Mercedes driving around town, and then a lot of people take care of their old Mercedes and keep them, and that's a great number. I'll give it out one more time. If you're a Mercedes owner, lover, and you've got something in the way of an old Mercedes you're trying to keep, that number for parts is 866-622-5277. 866-622-5277. Thanks very much, John.
Okay.
Thank you, John. It was great seeing you. Our number here is 877-960-9960. You can also text us at 772-497-6530. Don't forget youranonymousfeedback.com. Ladies, did you realize that all the crash testing that has been done for years and years they've only used well, I'm going to call him a dummy. I like that.
Well, the men were dummies.
Referring to the person who did the testing, and the dummy that is a male. And I think we all know by now we have different anatomy, and you really have to take into consideration, number one, the spine and how very flexible it can or can't be. At any rate, it's startling to, just read or know that women haven't been taken into consideration. Not at all. In some ways, I think it was back in 1990, there was a small test that was done. I'll confirm that in a little while. But where I'm going with this is that there's something that the women should know right now. They're finally being recognized. Yeah, like I said, it's taken a long time, and the Boys Club is they don't reflect the 21st century. So we got a great deal of work to do here. So here's something that you should know, and this is the THOR-05F. That's called a fifth percentile female frontal crash dummy. She's smaller than the typical, if my memory serves me well, the typical guy is 5'9", and he certainly outweighs me. I'm 5'2", and I'm about 103 pounds. So you can imagine who would come out alive if there was an accident, whether it was frontal, whether it was if you were T-boned. And I'm happy to say that I am driving a Plaid. I never realized the safety features that the Plaid recognizes. And these full frontal crashes that happen, the first thing that happens is your legs, your chest. There's so many parts that are affected, and for a woman who is smaller than 5'9", there's a whole lot of considerations to take into consideration. So you ask yourself, why hasn't this test been done before? Why is everything so iffy from the 1990s? So women have long been tested, mainly the older hybrids. They were tested, and this isn't enough, is what I'm saying. So here we are with the THOR-05F, and they boast advanced features. There's over 150 sensors, rich data that can be accumulated on the pelvis, the abdomen, the impact of the spine and the flexibility, the upper arms. There's so much to take into consideration. Does this sound like as if that women should have been crash tested before? Maybe even when men were recognized? Shame on you. Ladies, let your voice be heard. How do you feel about this? I know you must be very happy that we are finally being recognized. Give us a call toll-free, 877-960-9960. If you're a little shy, you can text us, 772-497-6530. Don't forget your anonymous feedback.com. We're going to go back to the phones, and John is calling from West Palm Beach. Good morning, John.
You there, John?
Yeah, I'm here. That was quick.
Hey, what's up?
I forgot to ask my original question when I called earlier. We leased a car. It's a convertible. It goes back in a year and a half. We've had problems with the convertible top where it wouldn't close. They fixed it once, then they ordered trim parts a second time, and we haven't had a problem a third time. They've been very good about fixing it because it's a lease car and under warranty, which is 2024. Do I have any leverage there if I go to buy it back because of this situation?
You talk about the 2010.
He's got a convertible that he leased.
Yeah.
And it had a couple problems with the convertible top, but he got it repaired. He's wondering, will that help work the price if he decides to buy the car?
Well, it's going to, if you fully disclose an issue with a convertible top and you fix it, the price would be higher. Am I missing something?
Well, I think you're considering buying out your lease, and you want to know that if the issues with the convertible top may help lower the price of the car.
Correct.
No, I understand that. No, your option to buy from a leasing company is fixed when you lease the car. So one of the advantages of leasing a car is if you do wreck the car, and this wasn't even wrecking the car, you just had an issue with the convertible top. But as you know, when a car's been in an accident, it devalues the car hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But if you're driving a lease car and you have it repaired, you have a fixed price, and it does not lower the price because the car's been in an accident. So you typically get a great deal because if you sell it back to the leasing company, you get more money than you would if you owned the car. So that's one of the, we don't talk about it often enough. I'm really glad you brought it up because people ask me all the time, should I lease or buy? And I kind of get wishy-washy on that because it's not really clear-cut. Lease or buy, but this is one advantage with a lease that is absolutely can be dynamite. If you're into a fairly substantial accident and you have the car repaired, like a $15,000-$20,000 repair, that car is worth thousands of dollars less when you turn around and trade it in if you owned it. But because you lease it, the leasing company has to pay you what the car would have been worth had it not been wrecked. So you're picking up $4,000 or $5,000 that you would have suffered had you owned the car. So that's the answer.
Okay, very good. So the car's never been in an accident. So we just had the issue with the convertible top.
Yeah.
When we turn in this lease, which is a 3-year lease, we're going to have maybe 20 to 25,000 miles on it. Is that also a bargaining chip there?
Well, you don't. You have no bargaining with the lease option to buy. The price is the price. So you have to ask yourself the question: when I pay to repair the top, assuming it was, obviously it wasn't covered under warranty. So if you have to repair the top and pay for it, then you have to subtract that from what the cost would be if you exercise your option to purchase.
Okay, very good. Because we're just trying to figure out whether we're going to keep the car or not. It's a limited edition. They only made 500 of them, and I'm just wondering if they're going to offer us more money than what it actually is.
Well, the best way to do that, Rick is an expert. He sold his truck recently, and you have a large number of sources to give you buying numbers. You can go to CarMax, you can go to Carvana, you can go to WeBuyAnyCar.com, and there are a number of others that will give you a buying online price. So you can get 6 bids on your car, and that's the market value. Now, if the option to buy is lower than what the market value is, you are really getting a bargain. You might save a couple $1,000s, but the only way to find out is to shop it. That way you compare the best price you got from shopping with the option to buy.
Yeah, I mean, the idea would be, that the car is low miles, its maintenance history, and you know that the convertible top is now working properly. So, if they sell it to you for, say, now I'm just going to pick a number, say they sell it to you for $10,000, that was your original lease purchase price when you first took the lease, and you shop around and you find places are offering you $15,000, $16,000 because it's a desirable car, you could make a huge profit on that. And if they're really not offering that much, but you still like the car and you feel the value's worth it, you could buy the car out and still have a great car.
Okay, great. So when I go to get ready to turn in, I've got some homework to do by calling car places.
Yes.
Yeah. CarMax, Carfax, not Carfax, CarMax, Carvana, WeBuyAnyCar.com. Those are three good ones you start with right away.
And I can tell you from personal experience, the WeBuyAnyCar.com, they're probably going to lowball you a bit on the price, but the guy is also going to do a serious inspection on that car, really looking it over. Carvana seems to be more like, yeah, we'll just give you a price online, and as long as the car looks pretty good, that's what we'll give you. And when I went into an actual Toyota dealership with my pickup, the guy looked at it for about 5-6 minutes, and he went and talked to a manager, and he came back and offered me more than anybody else had right then.
Didn't even drive it.
No, he didn't even drive it at all. So
you could have had it towed in.
They were like, yeah, it's a Tacoma pickup, and there's really not many of them on the road. The rarity of finding a Tacoma pickup for sale raises that price. So like with your car, if it's, like you say, one of only 500, that's going to put that price way up in your favor.
Yeah, it's a BMW Mini Cooper, but it's a Seaside edition for 2024. And every year they come out with a different edition.
Okay.
And so we happen to have the Seaside edition, and it only came in 2 different colors. And anyways, there's a lot of special things that the other Mini Coopers don't have. So, I'll have to do my homework before we turn it in, and see whether or not we can resell it for a higher price or keep the car. I don't like it because I don't fit in it.
Yeah. Well, but South Florida is a great car market right now for those one-off type cars, those rare cars. I mean, especially when you see the number of Lamborghinis and all these running around on the roads.
Yeah. This is going to be a shout-out to Donovan. I hope he's still listening. Donovan, get on your computer. You got it out in front of you. Find out what the car is worth right now. It's a 2024 Seaside BMW Mini Cooper.
Well, actually, he says for the caller, you can't do anything that they're saying. BMW does not allow third-party buyouts. You can only purchase from BMW. So you would have to buy the car from BMW, then resell it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Donovan, I want to know how much the car's worth now. It only has 16,000 miles on it.
Well, we'll announce that when he'll have to look it up. So rather than hold you on the air, we will announce it shortly.
I'll be watching for it, and I'll let you know, John.
Thanks. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Earlier, Marty just got on board. We'll go to him before I continue about the subject that is really, really important, and we should all take a look into it, and that's the female crash test dummy topic. Let's go to Marty first. Good morning, Marty. Marty's calling us from West Palm.
First, I wanted to say it was very nice meeting you, Earl, and Rick at your party, and the party was very, very nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
A lot of listeners, that was our 50th anniversary at the Toyota dealership, so it's hard to believe that we've been in one place for 50 years. I think we're the oldest Toyota dealership under one owner in the country. I don't think anybody has had under one owner. Families have been passed down, but as far as the original owner, old guys like me, we might be the oldest. So that's our claim to fame. We're really old.
Yeah. First of all, I wanted to agree with Earl with those insurance companies. when they tell you to put something in your car so they can lower your rate. A friend of mine did that, and as soon as they did that, the insurance company got back to them and said they didn't like the way they were driving, and raised their rate. And what they had to do, and they said to the insurance company, "Well, we'd like to take it out," and they wouldn't let them take it out to stay with their company, so they had to just drop that insurance company and go to another one. So you're 100% right. Don't put anything in, because the insurance companies are not there to lose money.
No,
Boy, that's for sure.
Smart.
Warren Buffett, he comes to mind. He's definitely in that business not to lose money.
Yeah, years ago, we had 3 cars, and my daughter took, we took one of these, I said my daughter was a temporary driver. I took one of these automobile classes where they're supposed to reduce your rate, and they increased my rate. They said your daughter had to be considered a primary driver, so now our rate went up.
Oh boy!
Instead of going down by taking the driver's ed course.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I stay clear of anything to do with insurance companies, and hopefully don't make any claims.
Yeah.
Well, that's smart. You're smart. They're getting the insurance companies are taking advantage of all the technology now, and you can't win that argument. They've got all the numbers, and they care what neighborhood you live in. They care how educated you are. You think all they would be worried about is do you have a good driving record? But there's all sorts of things that they use and lump everybody together. And the best thing you can do is shop. If you have insurance with anybody, State Farm, GEICO, you name it, you need to shop that policy at least every 4 years. I would do it every 2 years. Shop it and get a firm quote. I promise you, if you shop your insurance policy today and you've had that policy for 4 years, I promise you will get a better premium on the exact coverage, or maybe better, if you shop with another 3 or 4 insurance companies. Don't go to these insurance companies that say they'll shop it for you. They're in bed with the insurance companies that they're shopping with. You go to 3 or 4 insurance companies directly and get a bid on the exact coverage that you have today. I promise you'll save hundreds of dollars.
Right. And I just had one other question I wanted to ask Nancy. How do you get a copy of those pictures that the guy was taking at your party?
You can simply ask for them.
Ask for them from the newspaper?
Yeah, we'll get to...
Would you like...
Yeah.
Would you like the pictures, Marty?
Yeah, if you could get them.
I have your contact information. I'll make sure you get those.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and glad you're back live.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the
You
cold
too.
weather. 877-960-9960, 772-497-6530. Back to the female crash test dummies. There's some interesting news and actually where things stand right now and where they stand. While the DOT, the Department of Transportation, has endorsed the THOR 05F and made specifications details publicly available, it remains in the evaluation refinement stage. So things are the wheels are still turning on this, but they're everything's going in the right direction. This is just major for females to be. Well, if they're in an accident, here's the statistics: 17% women, 17% are more likely to die in a crash. 73% more likely to be seriously injured. Why? Because the female crash test dummies have never been utilized. Women are especially vulnerable for whiplashes, chest injuries, and leg and pelvic injuries. So this THOR 05, it's very, very important that the Department of Transportation move forward in a positive way and effectively, accurately, and get this done and let women be recognized, their voices be heard, and most of all, to save their lives. Our number here is 877-960-9960, or you can text us 772-497-6530. Ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. The first 2 new lady callers, $50. Give us a call. 877-960-9960. We are going to be going to Tricia. Tricia calls us regularly, and she's a real hoot. Good morning, Tricia. How are you today?
Hey, Tricia, are you there?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to get to me right away. Thank you. And happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you.
Did I miss a party? I heard, was there a party open to the public that I missed?
It was a 50-year anniversary for our dealership. It was mainly for our customers, and we had basically, if you said you wanted to come, we would have loved to have you. But it was a 50th. We started in business in 1975, and that was our anniversary celebration.
I know. Is there any way in the future that, I listen to your show every weekend. I guess I should have written down that in my calendar for any future parties. Are you having any holiday parties for your customers?
We do.
And radio listeners?
Well, we have our Christmas party is for our employees, but we do have other celebrations, and I know Nancy will put your name down, and we will promise the next time we have a celebration like this, you will be invited.
Hey, Tricia, as many times as I've given out my cell phone number, have you written down my number? Have you been in contact with me?
Nancy, I do not have your personal cell phone number.
Oh, it's not personal, Tricia. Definitely not personal. This is all business. Tricia?
Okay, yes, I'm listening.
You can go ahead and jot this number down.
Hold on. Okay.
561.
Wait. Okay, 561? Yes.
386 6498. If you send me your contact information, I'll be sure to put you on the list for the next party.
Wonderful. I would love to meet you.
Don't forget, I need your contact information.
Yes, of course. You already have it, but I'll give you my email, too. You already have my address. But the reason why I called is I wanted to confirm the previous caller that he said, he put something in his car that the insurance company told him to do, and it actually raised his rate, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I want to concur, Earl and Nancy, that this is true. I didn't know this happened to anybody else. I thought it was just me. Now, I put that stuff underneath the car, whatever it was, they told me to do. My rate went up. I said, because of your driving habits. What do you mean by driving habits? All I drive around is on local streets, left and right, stop and go. I'm probably never on the highway. What are you talking about, my bad driving habits? There aren't any bad driving habits, but they insisted it was bad driving habits and raising my rates. So I want to concur with that person. Yes, that does happen, and don't ever agree to it. Now, another thing, I got a good rate from Allstate, and they told me, download the app, right? And I know they want me to download the app because every time you're driving, they'll be able to monitor your driving from the app, right? So here's a little trick. I told them, sorry, I'm not downloading any more apps. I have too many apps on my phone, so I really don't want to download any more apps. That's what I said to them.
Good for you.
Well, it's your prerogative.
Well, but because I know they probably raised my rates.
Yes.
Because of that. So that's just another trick that people could do. Refuse to insert anything, refuse to download an app so they can monitor anything and then raise your rates at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, as Earl alluded to earlier, the insurance companies are in business to do what? Make money.
Make money.
So, when last I checked, we do live in the United States of America. It's your prerogative, Trish. It is your prerogative to deny anything. I don't care if it's an app or I don't care if it's a box of Q-tips. Your voice must be heard and you are in control. So to you and all the ladies that are listening that might be, shall we say, a little timid. Timid doesn't work today in the 21st century. If you don't let your voice be heard, shame on you. So you go ahead, Trish, and you just do what you're doing. You're doing it well.
Thank you. I wish I knew this before. I wish I knew that before.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure. Were the rules before you would get, shall we say, incarcerated? I don't know. Anyway, being silly, I think Rick has something to say.
This from Donovan. He says, for the caller, they look at everything. The time of day you drive, braking speed, turning speed, acceleration, all of it plays into what they look at. And he says he always tells the insurance companies he does not want to be spied on, and he will not put their app on his phone.
Well, same here. Perfect. So I'm with Donovan.
Yep.
But everyone should listen to that. Everyone should know we learned so much from this show, guys, that nobody should download an app. I said, hey, if I need something, I'll call you. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think if anything, the takeaway here is that, you're in the driver's seat. A little pun on words. You're in the driver's seat. You can make any decision that you want. And as Donovan said, as far as, your insurance rates and whether you're driving at night, whether you're driving half the afternoon, whatever it is, the insurance companies are watching you. And as Earl said, they're in the business to make money, like we all are. But let's do it in a way that is, let's take the consumer into consideration. Let's not try to gouge the consumer with these insurance rates that are outrageous. I mean, if you looked up how the insurance companies work, it just came to me, it must have been a couple of years ago that we talked about this, and it was outrageous how the insurance companies came up with whatever you're going to pay a month or every 6 months. And it could be that you're divorced. I don't have time to go into the whole issue. Go to ChatGPT and ask that question. And Tricia, you'll find that there's a lot of information over there on ChatGPT. Yeah, that's AI.
Okay. Also, the second part, last week, I don't know if you remember, I called in about my mirror that had, that this big orange stain on it. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I spoke to Rick about it. Well, you know what I forgot to mention? Why don't I have it on the right side, Rick? It's only on the left side. It's only on the driver's side, never on the right side.
Well, you replaced the glass on the driver's side with the one from Amazon, right?
Yes.
And the one on the right side, is the original factory mirror?
Yes.
There you go.
So that okay. All right. I guess that's my answer. Okay. Part B, is there any spray that I could use to prevent this orange mold from growing?
Not that I would know of. You'd have to get the original OEM factory glass, and that would be your best bet.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there are certain cases where you get what you pay for.
Okay. Well, the other 3 that I got from Amazon didn't grow this strange mold, but I thought maybe if I spray some sort of bleach on it, something on it, this orange blob won't happen. But I guess not. There's nothing you can spray on it, is what you're telling me.
I wouldn't try any sort of sprays or anything. Something's already got that glass delaminating from the reflective surface on the back. So I would say there's just something that's, if it's really something you just can't live with, you'd have to go with the OEM mirror.
No, I could live with it, but I just don't want it if it gets any worse, Rick, then it will be covering half the mirror and I'll have to do it. But right now it's only covering maybe, 1/5 of the mirror.
Yeah.
So I could live with it and I could still use it.
Well,
I just don't want it getting,
Yeah, I would
getting
just
worse.
wait and see.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great holiday. And I'm definitely connect with Nancy because I want to meet up with you guys.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you for making
Thank
you for making us part of your day. As I tell everyone every week, our callers, our listeners, all of you, you make the show. You're an extremely important part of this whole, I don't know what you want to call it, event, what we do week in and week out. We don't get exhausted. We don't get tired, of repeating sometimes because not everyone is listening, Saturday in and Saturday out. So thank you again for listening to Earl on Cars. Coming up, we're going to have the Mystery Shopping Report. The Mystery Shopping Report comes from Treasure Coast Toyota, and ChatGPT voted on the Mystery Shopping Report. And don't forget, you too can vote. You can text us your vote. That's at 772-497-6530. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
I forgot to mention we had one of our earlier callers from Boca, Mel. He thanked us for taking care of a melting dash on his 2010 Camry. And he called in the week before, and the advice we gave him is what I want to share with you, because if you have a vehicle with an issue that is out of warranty, the way you get that either reduced in cost or sometimes paid completely by the manufacturer is to go for goodwill. There's 2 things that cost manufacturers money and dealers also. There's the warranty and the goodwill. The goodwill is something that they don't advertise. You don't hear Honda or Ford or anybody talk about it. They have a warranty and that's it. When you buy the car, you got a warranty. What they do that you don't hear about is if you're a good customer and you talk to the right people, and the dealer that you're working with is, again, a good dealer who is playing by the manufacturer's rules, then customers that buy from that dealer will be able to get cars fixed that are out of warranty under the category of goodwill. So I hope I didn't confuse you, but I'm just saying that if you've been to a car dealer and said, listen, I got a squeaky wheel, or I got a smell, or I got vibration, and they say, well, we could have fixed that for you 3 years ago, but your car's 3 years out of warranty, so you're going to have to pay for it. When you hear that, think about the word goodwill. Number one, have you bought this make car before? Is this your third or fourth Honda or third or fourth Ford? Have you been a customer of this dealership for a while? Now, if the answer is yes, then you get hold of the service manager or the dealer or the general manager. Go up the ladder. Don't talk to the guy in the service lane. They don't get paid on this. You have to go up high. And you say, listen, I bought 3 cars from you. I bought 3 Fords. This car would have been covered if I'd brought it back in a year ago, but it's out of warranty. Please go to the manufacturer and ask what they'll do. And that's what we did for Mel. Mel had a car that was 15 years old and way out of warranty. He had a dash that was melting in the Florida sun. Had he known this earlier, there was a fix and a warrantable recall. They would take care of the dash. He missed the timeline. But because he came into our Toyota dealership, now, number one, we always play fair with Toyota, just like we always play fair with our customers. We don't lie, cheat, and steal on our warranty. A lot of car dealers will make up warranty tickets to get paid by the manufacturer, and their warranty gets very high, and then the factory comes in and audits the dealer and charges them back money. There's a real antagonistic kind of feeling between dealers and manufacturers. Not all dealers. So you want to find, if you're a loyal customer to the dealer or a loyal customer to the manufacturer, and you've got a good dealer that has a good reputation with that manufacturer, you can get things fixed out of warranty. And that's what happened with Mel. He had a repair. I don't remember how much it was. Do you, Rick?
Dashboards, as I recall, run $3,000 to $4,000 for the whole job.
He had a $3,000 to $4,000 out of warranty repair fixed.
But bear in mind, this was also a safety issue.
Yes.
Because that melting dashboard turns into like a mirror effect.
Yeah.
And the sunlight blinds you.
Yes, you're right. So
anyway, that's a big part of it.
That's a tip that you can all use out there. Nancy, do we have any more callers?
We do not. But what I would like to share with the ladies this morning, I spoke about the Earl's Nationwide Vigilantes last couple of weeks, and they do great work. But I think this will make it more personal, more comfortable. We'll build a list of women volunteers across the country. Yes, women volunteers across the country who will be happy to share their experiences with us and with all the other ladies. You could be helping someone in your neighborhood. You could also, there's many ways of you sharing your story and your experience. So as we move, yes,
I want Agent Lightning on my side. She's fearless.
She definitely is.
She is fierce and fearless.
When she first started out, she wore a bulletproof vest, but she doesn't use that anymore. So at any rate, we'll build a list of women volunteers across the country who'll be happy to share their experiences, maybe even go along or be on the phone with another woman buying her next car. Wouldn't that be exciting? That could go in a good direction, and then again, it could go sideways. So it would be very interesting for you to share that with other women. It's completely free. So you just sign up and you volunteer, and women helping women. It sounds like a win-win situation. And also, if you're listening this morning and you're one of those women, a good negotiator, confident, fair, email us. Email us through Earl on Cars, and we'll take your name, we'll connect, and we'll share some stories together. You can encourage me, I'll encourage you, and a sisterhood of smart, honest car buyers looking out for each other. Does that sound like a win-win? I think it does. Our number here is 877-960-9960, or you can text us at 772-497-6530. And, there's one other thing that I'd like to share with you on surveys. You know where we are as car dealers. We're at the bottom of the list, but it was so telling. The Gallup Annual Honesty and Ethics Poll rated auto mechanics and car salespeople. The car salespeople didn't come up so high, but the auto mechanics, in the 2024 survey, 33% of Americans rated the honesty and ethical standards of the auto mechanic as high. And isn't it so often that we hear how badly we're treated when you go in to have your car serviced? So look for these guys. They're out there. We're sitting with one this morning right here in the studio. So keep in mind, things are getting better. It's just a slow process. Our number here is 877-960-9960, or you can text us 772-497-6530. Rick?
And speaking of text, I've got Anne Marie's right here.
Good morning, Anne Marie, and thank you.
She says, good morning. There have been a myriad of technological advances that have vastly improved automobiles over the last 80 years. In your opinion, what would you consider to be the domestic car with the most important technological advances since World War II? And what would you consider to be the foreign car with the most important technological advances since World War II?
I know the domestic car. That's a Tesla.
Yeah.
The overseas car, I'd have to scratch my head a little bit. What do you think, Rick?
I honestly would have to go, and I know you're gonna say it's favoritism, but if you take the word racist and you switch two letters to carist, that's me. I believe in Toyotas. I've worked on them for over 30 years now, and I believe in Toyota. And yes, Honda actually got the first hybrid into America in 2001 before the Prius hit by like 6 or 8 months. But Toyota hybrids were running in Japan since 97. And I think hybrid technology is one of the biggest innovations that has led to the big step into usable electric vehicles. And I know electric vehicles have been around since the 19th century, but hybrids brought the big step that made them feasible on our roads. And I think hybrid technology that Toyota really went hard on.
Nancy, what do you think?
That's my big one.
As far as
I would say the Tesla.
Yeah.
It has so many safety features, some that we have never even spoken about. And the fact that, God forbid if I'm in an accident, there isn't, and that's a full frontal I'm speaking of, there isn't going to be an engine that's going to end up in my lap. The Plaid doesn't have one, as you well know.
Good point. Yeah, I would say that, and I would agree with Rick on the overseas thing too. I hate. I'm going to ask Iggy to cue something because the picture that I asked Iggy to cue. I don't know why I'm showing this. Probably because I just like to get in trouble.
Earl, before you get yourself in trouble, let me finish up my answer as far as your question was concerned, what car I favored, and it was the Plaid. And there are so many reasons. We don't have time to mention them all on the show. But the Model S Plaid tends to outperform. Outperform almost every sports sedan. You want to hear which ones they are? We got the BMW, We have M5 Mercedes. We have the Audi, and this is just amazing.
But those aren't domestic. Remember, Anne-Marie split it by domestic and foreign. Ooh.
That's right, Rick.
And even Donovan says he agrees the Tesla Model S is the technological marvel for the U.S.
Oh, that's very reassuring. Thank you, Donovan. So, Earl, you are going to go ahead and pull up your Iggy's got what you need, and
yeah, it's just kind of we got the picture up. Yeah, I saw this in Automotive News, and Akio Toyoda is a grandson of the founder of Toyota, and he was chairman of the board for a long time, and he's still an integral. When you think of Toyota, by the way, just as a little trivia thing for you, Toyota, Toyota, is the way you spell the name of the car, obviously. The name of the family is spelled Toyod, as in David A. The reason being that in the Japanese culture, language, or whatever, you can't name a company after an individual. So they changed the A or the T to a D, or from a D to a T, I should say, for Toyota. But anyway, Akio Toyoda, the picture you're looking at, if you stream us on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you might be streaming us, is a picture of Akio Toyoda, and he's wearing a shirt, I consider it politically correct or incorrect, depending on which side you're on, but Make America Great Again. MAGA, they call it, and a picture of Trump and a picture of
Vance.
Yeah. So.
A Vance T-shirt, I think it is.
Yeah. So anyway, what's the purpose of me saying that? It's interesting how the leaders of industry are playing politics. I wonder how they're going to feel in 4 years or 8 years or 12 years when they've identified with a particular party. I wonder what that's going to do to their sales and profits. So I've got nothing but good things to say about Akio Toyoda, but I just kind of wonder, maybe he'd had a couple of beers when he did that. I just don't think it was wise for business. Yeah. I mean, you're entitled to your beliefs politically, and every person should be entitled to who they want to vote for. But if you're a big business, to jump on the bandwagon, you have to pay the piper in 4 years, maybe.
Yeah. Politics and religion, for me, is off limits.
Yes.
And I stand by that, and it is a very wise decision. Okay, we're going to go back to the phones.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, we're going to go to Mike. I believe Mike is calling from Margate. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I just want to say how important and enjoyable this program is, because it's so informative.
Thank you.
A lot of these talk shows, especially those on politics, they don't tell you anything at all, give you bad opinions sometimes. But you got good advice, and good knowledge, and you learn a whole lot. For example, about the warranties today. And I mean, last week or week before, we were talking about don't overfill your gas tank, which I do all the time. I don't do it anymore because it's bad advice. And then a year or so ago, I think Earl said that, car dealerships will be out of business in about 10 or 20 years. They won't have it be sold online or whatever. So
you're right.
I just want to say it's informative, and this is a good talk show because you learn something, and that's why I listen. So I have no question about the cars today, but I know in the future you got the right answer. But thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I think the audience appreciate the information you don't get anyplace else, and this is the honest truth. So God bless you for doing a great job.
Well, you made our day. That is such a nice call. We love to be patted on the back sometimes, and that's very meaningful. Thanks so much.
Mike, thanks for taking a moment, and we definitely look forward to hearing from you again. Rick, did you have something?
No, I love it.
If all talk shows were as good as this, they'd be very popular. But most of you just learn nothing at all and just a waste of time. But this really is informative, not wasting my time. So
Yeah, after a while, it starts to get a little monotonous when you're listening to some of the other shows. But there are some great shows out there, without a doubt. Mike, thank you again, and have a great weekend.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to go to Rick, who also, we have a lot of Ricks calling this morning. Good morning, Rick.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, Rick.
What can we do for you?
Hi. I'm calling in. I've never had a hybrid, and I've never leased a car, but I'm thinking about leasing a car that a fellow has talked to me about. It's a Tucson hybrid, and I wanted to ask you, do you have any steps of what I should be looking for when I go in to lease a car? I'm a total novice about the steps of going on. I bought a number of cars over my life. I'm an older guy, but I've never leased one.
Well, leasing is like buying. It really is buying, but they play with the numbers and they do it on a monthly payment kind of a thing. But you should shop and compare the lease. The reason dealers almost always make a lot more money when they lease you a car is because it's more complicated. So here's what you do when you lease a car.
Hey, Rick, can you turn your radio down, please?
Yeah,
we're getting a weird echo
we have
effect
some
there.
feedback.
Hey, Rick,
And what we're hearing is the delay. So if you turn that down, we'll be better able to communicate.
Awesome, thank you.
I was trying to write while I was listening. I'm sorry.
There's a 20-second delay that confuses us. But anyway, decide on the exact car that you want to lease. And by that, I mean your make and model, but MSRP is critical. If you're going to lease a Tucson hybrid, take the equipment and the style and the MSRP of the exact Tucson that you want to lease. Now, that is going to be, MSRP is going to be able to let you compare apples and apples when you get a lease price. So you say, okay, for this vehicle, what is my monthly payment and what is my down payment? I say down payment. Leases don't talk about down payments, but I can guarantee you 99 times out of 100 when you lease a car, you're looking at a down payment, and usually a fairly substantial one. So you go to dealer A and you say, I want to lease a Tucson with this MSRP for 36 months. It could be 24 months, it could be 48 months, but again, you've got to compare apples and apples. So you got the MSRP of the Tucson at dealer one, you have the number of months and the down payment. If you have all those variables the same, and you go to 3, 4, 5, or 10 different dealers, you can buy it, or I should say lease it, from the lowest lease payment. See, what you've done is you've nailed down all the ways that they can flim-flam you. They'll try to vary the down payment. They'll try to vary the length of the lease. You can, if you're just shopping lease payment and you don't think about the number of payments you're going to make, a 24-month lease is going to be much higher than a 36-month lease, which is going to be much lower than the other two. So you want to be sure that you get 3, 4, 5 prices with the same down payment, same SRP, and the same vehicle from the dealers, and go with your lowest lease payment. Leasing is a good way to go, and you can if you're dealing with the manufacturer's captive leasing company, the option to purchase will be the same. But if you're dealing with other lease companies, you also want to look at what is your option to purchase that lease for. So I went on and on and on, but that's the basics. If you follow what I said, you'll get a really good lease.
Yeah. There's a lot of homework to be done with this process, Rick, and it can really get complicated out there when it comes to leasing because these dealers distract people, and they distract them with a monthly payment. And this is just like you purchasing a vehicle. So all the information that you can accumulate so that they don't take advantage of you is well worth the time. And wow, we have everything at our fingertips. If you have a computer, there's everything right there. And you can look at the selling price. There's just so many things to look into because, like I said, I can't reiterate enough. It can be very confusing.
A friend of mine has leased for a long time, and he was coaching me a little bit. And he was saying that you can actually he gets deals where he pays nothing down by increasing the monthly payment. And he also gets a warranty on the deal so that he makes no repairs on the car during the lease time. Is that a possibility, or is he smoking me?
It's okay to do that, but you have see that's a tool that the dealer uses to raise the profit to him on the lease. So you have to decide for yourself. I will make this down payment, and I will lease it for 36 months, and I will buy a vehicle of this MSRP. When you go into the dealer, the first thing he will do is he'll find your hot button. Oh, he's talking monthly payments. I can give him a lower monthly payment than the other dealer give him if I give him 36 months instead of 24 months. Well, if he gives you 36 months, you're paying more for the car. Yeah, so you just decide what you're comfortable with, a monthly payment, down payment, and the car you want. And keep those constants with several dealers, and then you can choose the best deal.
Well,
Go ahead.
Is it also accurate that you can get a warranty on the car so that you don't have the regular, not oil changes, but other repairs that?
Go with the factory warranty. Don't buy the dealer's warranty. The dealer's warranty typically are high profit and low coverage. You're not getting the manufacturer's warranty is good. You get that when you lease the car, but don't buy the warranty. That's another way that they try to make more money. They say, okay, I'll lease you the car and I'm going to include this warranty. Well, when they include the warranty, they include $1,000 profit to them.
Okay.
And the warranties that the dealers provide you typically aren't good at all. They typically cover things that are either already covered by your manufacturer's warranty or on parts that don't fail. A powertrain warranty is typical. I saw an advertisement this morning in the paper, and it was a free lifetime warranty, and it was a powertrain warranty. Well, a powertrain warranty, I won't go into details, but it costs nothing and it means nothing. It should be free, but if they charge you for it, they made a big profit. So decide that you're not going to buy a warranty. You're going to take the manufacturer's warranty and get the best lease price with the same MSRP and the same down payment and the same number of payments, and that'll give you the best deal.
So asking these questions as far as are there any add-ons, take them off. I don't need them. No add-ons.
Out the door.
Also, let me ask you this. Have you thought or talked to your friend about mileage? Very, very important that you know the exact mileage. We all have different getting to work, staying within your neighborhood, going to Publix. If you use your car a lot, that is very important. The exact mileage allowance, very, very important.
Great point, and I forgot to mention that.
And what is the lease? What is that lease? What is the lease and purchase price? There's so many questions. It's a minefield, as Earl would say. And it used to be so easy to lease, but not any longer. And you really have to do your homework, but because these guys are waiting for you. And I think Earl referred to it as flim-flam. what I refer to it as, I can't say on the air. So be careful out there and do your homework.
Well, my friend says when he runs up towards his mileage limit, he just takes the car back and turns it in and leases another one. He said the dealers are glad to do that because they're getting a car back early and they can sell it again.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and another thing, they tell you that you need nitrogen. I mean, we have beat that to death. And unless you're on the racetrack at Daytona, yes, Rick.
One of my favorites is wheel locks.
Wheel locks.
Those little locking lug nuts. You know, most dealers charge $100 to $150 for a set of wheel locks that you could buy on Amazon for $35, and they're McGuard, the exact same company.
Well,
what will we do without Amazon? Hey, how about taking into consideration paint and fabric protection? There is money to be made. So you're in the driver's seat. Take advantage of that. And you have your friend, so that's a good thing.
Well, thanks very much. This has been great. Thank you for your help.
Okay.
Really enjoy your program. Thanks.
Give us a call. Give us a call and let us
my
know
first-time call, so
how
thanks.
your lease went.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, I see by the clock that we're running a little bit behind, and we're going to get to the mystery shopping report. And I believe that it's, my memory serves me, it's Treasure Coast Toyota.
All right.
The number that you can use to vote is 772-497-6530. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
Yeah, and vote on the curve, by the way. We don't have any perfect dealers, and we don't have, well, I almost was going to say we don't have any really bad dealers. We do. But if you give an A, they really got to be amazing. And an F, a lot of dealers, we feel they deserve Fs, but if we gave Fs to all the dealers, there'd be no place on our recommended car buying list to go to. So we grade on the curve.
What was this, what you gave me this morning, was this ChatGPT's considerations in all categories?
Yes. Yeah, we have a voter with ChatGPT, so you'll vote, and you'll give us your grade, and we'll vote and give us our grade, and then we'll list that grade on our website, earloncars.com, so when you go shopping for a car, you can see what kind of way they treated our mystery shopper. Our mystery shopper, Agent Lightning, and mystery shop of Treasure Coast Toyota, and that's in Stuart, Florida, which is in Martin County, just north of Palm Beach County in Southeast Florida. It's used to be a lot of confusion with the name of our dealership and the one in Stuart, but Stuart is spelled S-T-U-A-R-T, and my name is spelled S-T-E-W-A-R-T. So here we go. Treasure Coast Toyota. Speaking in the first person as if I were Agent Lightning. I arrived midday and was greeted with a handshake by a salesman as soon as I walked through the door. He introduced himself as Charlie and asked, "What brings you in on this beautiful day?" I showed him a picture of a Monroney label that I took with my iPhone on a 2026 Camry XSE. 2026 Camry XSE. I saw it out front. I was considering buying it, I told him. The MSRP was $43,591. And there was an addendum, the infamous addendum label. It added another $1,599.95 of profit to the dealer, to the Monroney label, which has already got a whopping amount of profit for the dealer and the manufacturer. They call their addendum label experience package. They always come up with these clever names, which included tint, window tint, free lifetime car washes. I think about these free lifetime car washes. You know what's going to happen every time you come in for your car wash. They're going to try to sell you a wheel alignment, oil change, a brake flush. So every time you come to get your free car wash, you'll spend $300 because they sold you something you didn't need. Rick?
And new wiper blades.
And new wiper blades. That's exactly right.
At $35 each.
Yeah, and they might have to repair your car because there's no insurance coverage on a car wash. Right, Nancy?
That is absolutely right.
Our daughter found out the hard way.
There are a few people that found that out, and stay out of the car wash.
And back on the addendum, a lifetime powertrain warranty, I mentioned earlier, worthless warranties. A powertrain warranty is worthless, and they're going to charge you for it in the experience package. And they also have the market adjustment. So they're coming at you with both barrels. Hang on to your hats. The salesman asked me to follow him to his desk. As we walked through the showroom toward the back, I said, "Wow, they really have you tucked away, way back here." Charlie laughed and replied, "I think I have a little too much pizzazz for them up front." So I didn't know what that meant. But I'm going to tell you now. He was dressed. Charlie was dressed in a pineapple print dress shirt, a tie, a pineapple suspenders. I'm not believing this. Coral-colored dress pants and a hat. I mean, how can you seriously dress like that to sell cars?
Charlie works a second job as a clown?
And they have him hidden in the back. No wonder. Anyway, and I can't read his business card. There's a picture on the shopping report, but his business card was as different as he was dressed. So he's a real extrovert, I guess. I don't know what you call people like that. He asked if I'd ever been there before. I told him, as a matter of fact, I bought my last car from Christian. Is he still here? Now, as a side note to our listeners, especially our new listeners, Agent Lightning is not only a great undercover agent, mystery shopper, but she also buys a lot of cars. And she buys them when she's mystery shopping for us. So there are a number of car dealerships where she's a real customer. And I'm talking from Pennsylvania all the way down to South Florida. She buys a lot of cars. And therefore, she has the appearance when she shops of being totally legitimate because she is. She actually bought a car during a shop one time. And that's another story. I could talk about that later. Anyway, back to Charlie. He assured me he would take good care of him. He asked me if he could see the window sticker so he could pull up the car in his system. I handed him my phone, and he wrote down the stock number, 260133. He excused himself to grab the keys, returned about 10 minutes later to say the car was blocked in by other vehicles, but someone was moving it as we spoke. We headed outside to look it over. Charlie went through all the features, was very knowledgeable about the product. We took a brief test drive, and afterward returned to his desk so he could work out a price for me. As we were sitting there, a coworker approached him with another person and interrupted us, asking Charlie about a truck and something they needed to handle. Charlie cut him off and said, "I'll be with you as soon as I finish with this customer. Please wait." They both walked away, and Charlie turned to me and said, "I'm so sorry. That was really unprofessional, wasn't it?" And it sure as hell was, wasn't it? I got to say, Charlie told the truth there. That was really unprofessional. Charlie pulled up the car we had just driven on his computer and printed out the details. He looked at me and said, "It would be this price plus tax, title, and dealer fee." We call them junk fees. Dealers often will call them dealer fees, but they're junk fees. I interrupted by asking, could you print that out for me with a final out-the-door price? Now, this is a question you got to ask. You've got to say this when you're buying the car. He said he could figure it out, but he can't print it out. Now, you're starting to understand what's going on. But for a detailed printout, here's what he'd have to do. He'd have to put me in the front of another group of people as if I were buying the car. Same old, that's South Florida, folks. That's the way cars are bought and sold. If you have time, I'm happy to do that for you, he said, but it may take a while. Can you just write it? Can I just write it down for you? It'll be the same total. So he'll bypass the Mickey Mouse and write it down. And of course, when he writes it down, it's not legal, so you can't shop and compare it, but let's move along. I agreed. Charlie printed an information sheet about the car, hand wrote below the MSRP of $43,951, tax $3,051, dealer fee, aka junk fee, $898, and a new tag, $500. I'm always suspicious of exactly even numbers. I mean, a new tag and registration is never going to be, almost never going to be an even number like $500. So they probably got some junk packed into the government fee, which is really a lie. And the MSRP is $43,591. We finished up. He handed me the papers to take with me. As I was walking to the door, I noticed a sign on the showroom floor advertising that you can rent Toyotas by the hour so you can try it before you buy it. Charlie had already disappeared, so I stopped to ask another salesman on my way out. They said they weren't sure how it worked, but that I could go back and ask the rental department on site. One of them asked, would you like me to show you where it is? I said, no, thank you. I was just curious how it works. I continued toward my car, and as I walked across the lot, I saw Charlie outside with the same person who interrupted them earlier. They were clearly having a disagreement. Their voices raised until they saw me, then they stopped. I'm not sure what was going on, but it was a little awkward. I mean, that's really unprofessional, having an argument in front of a customer in a retail store. Pretty unprofessional and rude and whatever else you want to say. So there we have it. The votes can come in now, 877-960-9960, and you can go on the curve. A, if they're perfect, and as I said earlier, there are no perfect car dealers. F, there's some Fs, but not as many. If you're on the curve and we gave everybody an F, we wanted to, there'd be no place to buy a car. So kind of keep it between a B and a D if you can. But if you feel strongly, do what you want to do. A, B, C, D, F, we'll take them all. So let's look for the votes.
I'm a little surprised by one thing. When Charlie wrote down those numbers, he went straight to the MSRP of $43,591, and he completely wiped off that addendum label for the extra $1,600. He didn't even include that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little impressed by that. I got to say that. Okay, here come the votes on YouTube. Tom Steckel, D+, addendum and junk fees and unwillingness to provide an accurate out-the-door price. They want us to dole out excessive money to pay for his pineapple. Okay. Tim Gilliland, I believe I'll let someone else experience their package with all its dealer profit. D-. Joseph Kelleher, D-, high junk fees, reason for the grade. Johnny Z. Fradley says D. Brian Sedlatko says Stewart Toyota just needs to be transparency. D. And we're holding on, looking for more grades to come in. Here we've got Bob in Maryland says, you have to dig hard to get a decent price. It's impossible. like trying to find a buried treasure at Treasure Coast Toyota. It's a D. Hey, we got a couple more coming in. Cram 1624 says F. Charlie's pineapple is too sweet for me. Mark H says D minus. High fees, no transparency. I felt slimy just listening to this. Herb Oldenburg says I give them a C, but buyer beware. They would get a D if they would not give me a real printout. And I don't know. I'm a little torn here myself because Charlie seems a little flamboyant,
yes,
with his way of dress, but I like his professionalism in telling the other coworker, "Hey, I'm with a customer.
Yeah.
Let me finish with my customer, then I will deal with your situation."
Yeah.
Although he didn't go through all the steps of a full printout price, he gave what I feel to be an accurate idea of the out-the-door price. Granted, it's just handwritten, but it is something. And I don't know, I kind of have a weird liking for Charlie here. I don't like the addendum and the games they're playing. So overall, I'm going to say a C minus because that addendum hurts the grade. Otherwise, I'd have given it a C plus. I think it's average. It's the silly games they like to play. But I think if you have your wits about you and you get someone to help you when you go in there, you can get a good deal on a car there, I think.
I talked to Charlie, too. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Nancy, what's up?
Well, Rick, you have a good point as far as Charlie's attire. You can always use this. You can use it for your own knowledge, and you can stay in control because you more or less, get a feel. I love dealing with body language. It tells you so much. And as I said, you take over, you have control. So as far as his attire is concerned, that's what I have to say about that. As far as the fees, the addendum, it stinks. It stinks. And I see here where ChatGPT gave a grade in all of the categories, but I'm going to give just one, and that is a D minus for Treasure Coast Toyota.
Okay. ChatGPT, as Nancy said, really gives a. We had a problem with earlier, but we explained to ChatGPT that he should grade on the curve, and so he goes by category and he talks by professionalism and blah blah blah, and he'll give on his grade he has a D, a B. Overall grade is C minus.
Yeah. What's interesting is how ChatGPT starts out, and he says it's not a disaster.
Yeah.
It's not a disaster, but it's clearly below average.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT is very lenient.
I'm going to go along with ChatGPT and do a C minus. I think that that's a curve score, and I think Charlie, I'm like Rick, raised with his yellow pants. I'll give him an extra.
Well, it just seems like he's being out there to get your attention, and you. How can you feel nervous with a guy that just looks like a splash of rainbow colors?
I think
it's going to make you feel happy a little bit.
Are we out of time?
Well, he's out there to sell cars. We have 2 minutes left.
Well, can I just brag a little bit? Automotive News picked up my letter to Jeff Bezos about the fact that we wanted our dealership, Earl Stewart Toyota, to sell cars through Amazon. And it was really a great article. And they talked to Toyota. And Toyota was very upset about the fact that I'd said that. And but they kind of low-keyed it. And in a statement to Automotive News, Toyota wouldn't comment directly on Stewart's print advertisement, saying only the dealer franchise system offers significant benefits for consumers, including affordable and transparent pricing, blah, 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 blah. So the reporter that wrote the article said, Florida Toyota dealer Earl Stewart has never been short on chutzpah, but his full-page ad over the weekend in the Washington Post, an open letter to Jeff Bezos, may have raised a few eyebrows at the automaker's North American headquarters in Texas. So now I got myself in trouble with Toyota.
Again.
Again.
Let me tell you that the response was very strong to your letter. I'll leave you folks with that. Thank you so much for tuning in to Earl on Cars. We so enjoy your company. We'll be right back here next Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on, of course, the Oldies channel. Have a great weekend.